Okay, so my second activity from chapter 8 is activity number 8.2. You teach the world. And if you look at my beautiful workspace, um, I think that it's important for kids, and this is my personal platform, I think it's important for kids to have access to books, like physical books, and know how to work them or read them, versus everything's online and they click. Sometimes, and I've done this in the classes that I've been in, I'll take a book or something that's important to me that I used when I was a kid just to show them. Because when I attach value to it, I think it helps them. So, with duct tape, I have my 1946 edition of the Winston Dictionary. I use this thing all the time when I'm doing homework. So if I brought in and explained to the kids, like, words are important, it's important to have access to them, you should have a dictionary in your house. Granted, we don't want to put pressure, because maybe some families can't afford it, or there's different circumstances. That's another whole thing. But overall, I think it's important for kids to have access to this. So activity number 8.2 is called You Teach the Word. And this is something that you would do in a content area. So very specific segment of your day, whatever it is you're teaching, you give the kids a word or assign the kids a word. I wanted to do one that was going to be just kind of simple. My goal was to look up geology, but somehow I messed that up, and I got a very fun word, which I'm going to share in a minute, and I will never forget because of going through this practice. And I remember doing this as a kid. Each student gets a postcard, or gets a note card, and they have to become SME, a subject matter expert of their word that they have. So they're going to get their word. My word is geophagy. I'm probably saying it wrong. So they write the word. They put the sounding out of the word, geophagy, the definition of the word. Do you know what that is? I wonder. No, I didn't know what this is. It's kind of crazy, but it's fun. It's very fun. The definition: the practice of eating clay or other earthly substances. It's an adjective. The origin is Greek, from geo, earth, plus phagein, to eat. And then they have to use it in a sentence. Geophagy has been reported in many mammals and birds. You could also have them put synonyms, antonyms, extend it out a little way. And then same thing as the other activity, you're going to make a word wall. So maybe I got a science word wall, and I've got all my stratosphere, atmosphere, like all those words with their histories on it. And I know, I don't know if you can, my wonderful photographer, videographer, Lucas, my son. So in my old dictionary, here's my word. And you can see there's the sounding out of it. Oh, it says noun here. And then there's the words about it. Oh, see, I put the wrong thing because the adjective's below. And then it tells the history, Greek. So every word has, not every word, but a lot of the words have a history. The other thing that I thought was really important, since we're on my dictionary, and maybe not all dictionaries have this, but in page 499, it talked about the history of languages, which probably not super important, but I just thought it was kind of neat that the chart of the Indo-European family of languages, how they all came about and where they're from, and how they're documented. So when you see these little, my trifocal, bifocal issue, Latin right there, to struggle, from Latin. Not every word has that, but most of them do, and it explains in here how some words have it and some words don't. So it's just kind of interesting. I had this dictionary for a million years, never read that before. But anyway, this is a fun activity that kids could do. Once again, you could share them, pass them around, hand up, stand up, hand up, pair up, and then exchange the words again if you wanted. I remember doing this as a kid. It was a lot of fun. I went home and I was excited to do it. I wanted to learn that. And in my PowerPoint, the textbook talked about how we can create word nerds. Because if you can spark that kid's interest in learning the history of the words, it'll help them to be a better reader. So that's really what we want to try and do, is to inspire our kids to understand, be able to see the histories of the words, because that will help them to put the words together instead of just telling them. So I believe we call it generative, a generative style of learning the words. Okay, that's what I got for my second one. Hope you guys enjoy it.